Beautiful brothers and sisters. I'm gonna sit up a little more. Ah, beautiful, beautiful brothers and sisters. Arriving in, coming into this space, connecting in to this now moment. And when you arrive in, taking a couple of deep breaths. I'm Geeia Ariati. I am a quantum healer, an oracle for the 144, and an extremely energetically sensitive being. Which brings me to the message. I was hit with a profound wave of frequency through my vessel. It's almost like I can feel my desire to glitch out, and this wave of confusion is taking place in this sense of panic, sense of overwhelm, frustration, and the expression of helplessness that is arising. So we are heading into a full moon. It may be considered full moon for you tonight or tomorrow morning at some point. But the energy of the full moon and the opportunities that full moon bring in the consciousness expression of the energy signature of the shadow, and coming out from the shadow. When the moon is full, we're fully out, illuminated, so we release that shadow and we allow for a full illumination point. And what is present within the collective as a vessel that receives the energy signatures and the emotions that I feel now are very much collective. Having come to a point where I have transmuted and alchemized my own separation and distortion consciousness, I now it's adjustment phase, because I'm looking for something that's not mine, and recognizing that oh, that's right, I'm in this collective energy again, which is new, and it's a way for me to navigate and be of service more. So I'm doing a lot more transmutation of collective frequencies, working with the earth, being in full service and also in full creation, which is magical and such ease and grace. But there is a point, okay? So the point between where I'm at, which is the beingness of life, where all experiences are just an experience and they're glorious in whatever that experience is and the awareness around it, and the points before that where we have a alchemy process of the fear that is created by separation consciousness and by the ego and by the addiction narrative. So what I mean by that is, when your inner being comes into this place of, I'm fearful of having it all, I'm fearful of coming to a place of beingness, who will I be without my ego? I'm afraid to be without my ego, because without my ego I won't have a driver to keep going, I won't have a desire to keep creating. I'll be so happy and complete that I need to create chaos in my experience. And there's this interesting entanglement that takes place in the psyche, where there's a fear, if I just be, then is being enough? Is that enough? Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I won't be doing enough. I can't just be that. I need to hold on to this separation, because if I be, then I will just enjoy life. And so there's this interesting aspect of the fear of actually peace, the fear of calm, the fear of the desire and the knowing of what wholeness is. And so there's this attachment that comes up, that we hold on to insane illusions of reality and our belief systems to keep a separation point, to keep a stagnation, to continue to allow us to step off the path. Because we know conflict, we know chaos, we know trauma, We know pain, we know disassociation, but do we know wholeness? Do we know peace? Do we know that in this reality? Have we ever attained that in any of our previous incarnations, let alone the maintenance and the attainment of that as a consistent experience in the here and the now? And so what's alive is what you're experiencing if you are in turbulence, or you're in the inner war, you're in the spiritual conflict of light and dark, tethering, and there's confusion and frustration, and you're in overwhelm. What I would invite you to do is ask, instead of looking at the shadow of why this is here, in that, like, I need to fix it, there's something wrong, what is this negative part about myself, and flip the focus lens and actually ask, is what I'm feeling a direct response and manifestation to me resisting having allness, to me resisting being able to feel a totality, to me resisting the beingness of just allowing myself life witut story? And is that what's actually causing this in my body and my brain to go into overwhelm? That I am actually resisting the very thing that I truly desire. So in this point of time, ow, whoops. In this point of time, this full moon is bringing up those points, those shadows, because that's what it is. It's a shadow of, I'm afraid if I have it all, that I won't do anything. I'm afraid if I have it all, I'll be better than everyone. I'm afraid if I have it all and if I evolve to that point, that people won't see me. I'm afraid that if I am complete, I'll be so complete that I won't need a family. I won't need a relationship. I won't need anything. And there is this interesting opportunity to look at why. Why are you intentionally, right now, intentionally, that's what's coming up, in this energy, in this full moon, why am I intentionally sabotaging myself, creating conflict, and causing disruption in my life so that I don't have peace? Why am I doing that? Why am I choosing dissension, turbulence, separation on purpose? Because I'm actually at a place where I could be choosing a sense of beauty, calm, an opportunity to see my life as perfect as it is, my family in the beauty that they are, and that this point of recognition can be the release of multiple different archetypes, but you could have the recognition of your destroyer archetype coming up, your saboteur coming up, and the part of your identity that may be the the peacemaker, the rescuer, right? Because even playing into the rescuing dynamic can be self-sabotage. You might be in absolute peace and harmony in your experience, and someone in your external reality is in absolute turbulence, and you're like, I might actually just go into the turbulence with them because I have this weird, tweaky story around having it all and being peaceful, calm being, that I'm afraid of that I'm going to go into my rescuer archetype intentionally so that I can rescue them, get caught up in their chaos and their drama, and that I feel more stable in my nervous system because this is what I know. I know crazy, I know conflict, rather than being uncomfortable in the peace, uncomfortable in the, guess what? There's actually nothing for me to do right now. And yes, I'm in here. I'm in Bali in this beautiful place. I'm in a really sustainable point. I'm of contribution. I actually don't have to write a book if I don't want to. I could just enjoy The fact that I've created enough stability in my life and safety and love and connection to be alone and be in one with everything, that I spend my days by the pool and I do absolutely nothing without shame. Now, that's what I could do. But what's interesting, right, is the reverse engineering of the brain and the psyche is that if I'm not willing to claim that peace of, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I'm happy to waste my days by holidaying and being that which the moment requires in wholeness, then if I resist that, what that does is that actually disrupts the creation potential. Because if I allow myself to go, I'm at peace, I'm good with this, I'm gonna chill by the pool, I'm gonna do nothing, then by accepting it, it dissolves. And it's like, actually, I really want to create. I want to create things, I want to experience things, I want to do things. What do I want to do with my life? What do I want to be? Because I can have it all. And I can create it from this stability and this place of foundational knowing of myself. If I can have it all, what would I create? Rather than, as you're in this moment of shifting out of the drama narrative and the self-sabotage that is playing out, and where you're intentionally pulling old belief systems, because that's what's taking place, if people are picking up old belief systems and going, yeah, actually, I'm gonna anchor that in, and I'm gonna play out this story again because I'm getting too happy. I'm getting too high vibrational. I'm getting too anchored. I'm getting too aligned. Right? How delusional is that to the illusion of the matrix? I am going to intentionally pick up something that I've completed and bring it in and try it back on, because that worked so well for me in the past. And so as you're moving through recognizing, oh yeah, okay, I'm connecting with this person because there is a desire to create turbulence. There is a desire for me to accelerate through contrast. There is a desire for me to make myself feel bad for what I've come to and watching everyone else outside of me suffer. Right? That's another one. It's like, actually, I'm really good. And I can see that there's a lot of people in my reality that are not doing as good as me. But I'm going to hold myself in the goodness. And they can choose what they're choosing, and I can love them in what they're choosing, but I'm not going to get sucked into their narrative. I'm not going to get sucked into this idea that because this is happening in the world and all of these crazy expressions, and that I should feel a specific way because this person is, or that it's uncompassionate for me to not put myself in that environment because it wouldn't be loving. So there's also an opportunity at the moment to recognize, where are you enabling? So by picking up these old thought forms, by picking up these old identities, where are you choosing to keep playing out a pattern that you've actually completed and you're really ready to move on and walk a different path? That you are choosing to do that to enable unconscious behavior, to enable someone from not growing, because you're filling their frequency. You're actually placing yourself in their reality, their consciousness, and creating a lack of space for them to meet themselves. Where are you enabling by not allowing yourself to have it all? Where are you enabling by not allowing yourself to go, I'm going to be the difference. I can see this world and I'm going to choose differently. I'm going to allow myself to choose differently. And so this is going to bring up a lot of discomfort, and it's going to bring up aspects of the unhealed mother wounding, of not being enough. You know, I'm only lovable for what I have done, how I'm validated, what I'm seen in. So this wounding of I'm only lovable if. It's going to bring up the aspects of self that are still in incongruency around their ability to stay in their pillar of protection. So anywhere that you are still feeling unsafe in the world. So if you're unsafe in your body, if you're unsafe in your pillar of protection, this is going to come up of not feeling safe to have it all. If I am all of me, if I am all of my expression, if I be and feel everything that is available to me, then something bad will happen, right? So it's a preconceived idea that something bad will happen if I am in my goodness, in my peace, that it won't last forever, that I have so much proof of that. So that's one of the other narratives that will play out. There is the awareness of the grief that's sitting within the womb, the digestive tract, the sacral chakra, and the grief that's sitting in the back of the heart space for the times that we've actually given up our connection to our light, our essence, to our beautiful aspects of our being, our peace, our harmony, our truth, to play into the dynamics of others and the pain and the hurt that is there, because instead of me staying in the beauty of my life and what I could have created because I was this, right? So this is another self-reflection point coming through that is about who was I when I was a teenager and a young adult? How happy, carefree was I? At what point in my early lifetime did I feel like I was on top of the world? And I allowed myself to get entangled in to a toxic dynamic or into a trauma created experience that pulled me from the very essence of that which I was. And I was that, okay? Don't confuse yourself that you were and you still are that, but you were that. Don't go, oh, maybe I was young and confused and I'm not remembering it properly. You were 100% that. So when have you been that, and then the journey of life, you actually gave it up? You gave it up for some idea to have something that you actually already had. This beautiful representation of yourself. And so this self-reflection point is looking back at the essence. Where did you show your essence? Where were you living in flow? Where were you being your total self? And what was that point of unmet desire that you gave away in a distorted belief that it was wrong to have that, right? So there's a theme of, it's not okay for me to be so joyful. It's not okay for me to be so high on life. It's not okay for me to have as many friends as what I have. It's not okay for me to be creative and intellectual. And these interesting pieces that come up where a projection from an outside lens has been taken on, right? Taken on, it's hit your energetic field and you've taken it on as true and real for you. Yet it was never your belief in the first place. You allowed for the projection to then detour you from where you're at in a act of not being okay with choosing all of you. Because this reality has trained us to believe that we can't just be happy, that we can't just be all things, that we can't have love, that we can't have love with purpose, with children, with creation, that we cannot have it all, that we have to sacrifice something. So where have you been that, and where are you being that? And you've gone into this core wound of, I have to sacrifice something because it's not okay to have it all. So am I creating some distortion right now on a war on myself that I have to sacrifice something right now because life is too magical? It's not okay. I have to sacrifice something to be one with God. I love you. Enjoy this transition in this full moon, and I Ariato Ariandia Kiariandiana Andia Undo Shutukoyandia Tatakariandiania Kiariani. I desire only that this information brought up any insights into what's playing out in your current energy field, what may be at play in relation to self-sabotaging behavior, into going into the chaos, the drama, the conflict, and not allowing yourself to just be. And be until you desire to create. Be until you desire to be any expression of that being. When you be, you are enough, and that's where the inspiration actually comes from. I love you.